Welcome back to the FPL Wildcard show. My name is Venant.
I'm Brian.
I'm Black Mamba.
Nyaassh representing the incoming champions, Arsenal.
Yes, and it's only just 8 game weeks till we are crowned champions. Man.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling?
Yo, it could actually be with less than 8. You know?
No, listen. Give this guy Kwanza the chance.
Why should he?
Because
hata sijui
He can't
anafichaje.
speak. Atasema nini
Hata episode
after
ya
a
leo
loss?
sijui anafanya nini hapa.
You're dominated
What
yesterday.
is he doing this episode?
Hey.
Should be somewhere
Was
seated at the back.
sensational?
Was the weekend sensational? Me, I'm always sensational, bro. But to our key listeners, that shows you one thing. Man United lives rent-free in Mamba's head. He's always thinking about Man United, bro. Like, Nyaassh and Venant, you know, the gentleman. You know, I want to create elephant juu ya mti, but
Yeah,
Mamba,
man.
style up. You're an
no,
Arsenal
listen. First of all,
Mate,
First of all-
I told you one day we need kutoa
No.
hii t-shirt.
Relax.
See that United
you know what,
turn to
Venant?
that
Venant,
years or something.
first of all, I want this guy to tell me why he's wearing a mediocre t-shirt today. Anyway,
Ndio hiyo rent free.
let's continue.
Damn it,
Ndio hiyo
bro.
rent free.
How are you feeling?
Mediocre?
How's your
Mediocre?
Unajua-
With the Carabao Cup this season and 13 Premier League titles to our name.
mwambie mko na Carabao.
Hey, bro, I'm sticking to
Carabao.
I said Man United will win more trophies than Arsenal this season, and it's gonna come good. We still have 2 more trophies to win, bro.
But before hizi violence yote ianze,
Yeah.
let's just start with our weekend. How
my
was
weekend
the
was chill. It was sensational.
sensational.
But I finally got to watch Creed 3. You know, Michael B. Jordan versus Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Buddha. Hey, lakini usiende hiyo movie na demo wako tricks. You umejua wewe you don't have the facilities.
Usitishwe.
You don't have the confirmation, eh?
Usitishwe. Usitishwe, bro. Usitishwe. Usitishike.
But anyway, that was it. Got up yesterday. Not yesterday. On Sunday, had a terrible Sunday evening.
Oh.
Of course, you see, I had to prep for the Monday show.
Okay.
And then, just before I got to prep, I had to, unfortunately, watch us lose to Newcastle. So my Sunday evening was a bit lambastic.
Yeah.
Let me ask, but prior to that game, did you have faith that you guys were winning?
In my heart, I believed we would have won, but in my head, I was like, Newcastle are coming for revenge because of the Carabao Cup game.
Yeah.
My only issue is how we lost. Not because we lost, how we lost.
How we lost.
Exactly.
Okay. Because when you look at the prior episodes, I've talked about 2 games that I needed to watch with United fans.
Exactly.
One was away to Newcastle.
Boom.
And Bado Moja, which is Spurs away.
That one
Those
will
2
win.
games that I just generally feel you guys need to win. Na tayari msha lose moja. So with the Spurs one, I think it's a must win for you guys. If you have to clinch or remain to that top 3 position that you guys want to get.
Ishaenda.
But let's look at the winners here.
Top 3 ishaenda.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mamba, let's start with you, please, and don't diss United.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not
Can't
dissing United. But anyway, my weekend was good. Arsenal did whatever they do best.
The thing.
Yeah, they did the thing. We won. And then Lewis Hamilton, scored his first podium. And he yet again put another record of being the only F1 driver to score podiums in 17 consecutive seasons.
Okay.
Dope.
Right now we are 192 podiums. 8 more to go to 200.
Nice. I'm also a Mercedes fan, so I absolutely enjoyed watching
So you guys
Lewis.
were just happy from the qualification. Like it was just
Yeah,
a Mercedes
but-
weekend.
Let me tell you something, yeah? The qualifications, first of all, on Saturday morning. You know, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect a Russell 2 and a Lewis Hamilton 3. I didn't expect that. But I was just so happy with that. And then also, at some point, Lewis Hamilton had provisional pole. You remember? He had provisional pole. And so I was like, hadn't he had traffic on his last flying lap, he would have bettered that and he would have had a front row or probably a pole. You get? But that's just wishful thinking, yeah? And then heading on to the weekend, I realized we had this in our hands the moment you had the first red flag. Because at that time, Hamilton changed the wheels to the tires to mediums. And so he had mediums, Verstappen had hards. But you can't compete with the Red Bulls.
Yeah, you
so
can't.
yeah, at that time I knew we had a 2-3 probably. And then shit happened and we had a DNF. But anyway, we'll take the Mercedes podium, yeah?
Yeah, I think people were talking smack about Mercedes or tukule backseat sasa to watch akina Aston Martin were using our engines, show us how to do the thing. Not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen anymore. I just hope that can be a bit consistent. So for me, my weekend was fantastic. From Saturday, out on location doing the show, Arsenal doing the thing. Giving Leeds some lead, some plomo, because they could not take the platter. I mean, it was fantastic. Of course, going to the Sunday game, watching Mandem like Man United get humbled, watching Vegas do what he does best,
Ghosting.
Yeah, ghosting. I mean, I have to be honest. I absolutely love Vegas. I wish they signed him permanently. I wish they did.
He's the best signing Man United has ever done.
Heck of a signing, that one.
Woo!
Heck of a striker, missing out. I mean...
And number 9 who's just there.
Vegas ni malenge.
Ngoja. Nyaassh.
And I love him. And
Nyaassh.
of course, we had... besides that, of course, we had WrestleMania.
Oh, but
there was WrestleMania. Yes. So I was waiting to see what will happen to the Bloodline. The Bloodline, I knew they were going to take an L somewhere. Either tag team or...
Yeah. For the people like me who did not watch WrestleMania,
yes,
can you tell us like what happened? Who was fighting who? And your predictions? Were you happy? Were you...
Yeah, so it happened on 2 days. It happened on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. That's how big WrestleMania is nowadays. They do it on 2 days. So on day 1, small fights, and then of course I think the tag team was happening on day 1.
Yeah.
And that was the Usos. Bloodline na kwangani the Usos, Roman Reigns, na jama mwingine hapo sikumbuki anaitango aje. So they call themselves the Bloodline. And they have been running rampant on WWE. So on Saturday they had tag team championships up against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens won. So Bloodline tag team championship imeenda. Now, of course, on Sunday, there was a big one, WWE Universal Championship between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, yeah.
It's a big deal now.
Yeah, I think alikuwa apewa tu chance ya Brock Lesnar was fighting against some Nigerian giant. What is he called? Omos. Yeah, Omos. So, so, of course, the big match, of course, was between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes alikula L. Ooh. Roman Reigns is, I think now amekuwa champion for almost 1,000 days.
9 something days,
His script needs to be rewritten now.
Yeah.
Because me I'm always okay then.
Watafute mtu mwingine sasa.
Mi niliacha WWE when Nani was the dominant champion, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised how things have changed.
Hey, Brock Lesnar siku hizi anavaliwa na Roman Reigns bana. Like fair and square, Roman Reigns anampiga.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of people who say, oh, WWE is fake and shit. It's fucking entertaining. All right?
And their numbers are pretty much big.
Oh, they are? Yeah.
Pande wangu, it was all about football, honestly. Right now I'm training a footballer who has aspirations ya kucheza European football.
Nice.
So in the morning...
And it's KPL?
No. He's a young kid. He's 21. I need to Craig. Shout out to Craig. He's so in the morning go to the gym, we do gym work, and then in the afternoon we do ball work. Ama sprints, ama nini. But he like his work ethic, he wants to imitate Cristiano Ronaldo's work ethic. So him is just football the whole day. Wake up, eat, football. The way people at his scroll TikTok, Instagram, him is just looking at football things and stuff. So if imekuwa hivyo on Friday, Saturday in again, Arsenal, we did our thing. I was so happy. But the game that I watched that really impressed me, and I was in my head, I think it's one of the games of the season, was Brighton and Brentford.
Yeah.
It was really entertaining. And from there now, Chelsea disappointed me again. Because now losing 0-2 at home and you're being dominated at home, it's like that. I think we just witnessed the worst manager of all time from Chelsea. And then Bundesliga. I'm surprised you didn't talk about Bundesliga because...
the Classica.
The Classica ilikuwa, and then it was just one-sided. 3 goals in 22 minutes, man. Like, this is number 1 versus number 2. It's not number 1 versus League 2. You know? So BVB Apple, they fumble big time. Granted, they got 2 goals, but... that was that.
Another team... sorry, go on.
And then number 7 P was special to me because 7 minutes, your Real Madrid guy scored a hat-trick.
Oh, Benzo.
Karim the Dream. dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's so nice Karim Benzema getting in his hat-trick mode when Chelsea are in shit.
Oh yeah.
You get
But guys, when you deep it, Potter wanted the sack.
Did he?
Bro, look at that lineup. Koulibaly was the only centre back in that lineup against Villa. A back three of Koulibaly, Churela, and Reece James. Come on.
Yeah.
This guy wanted
Kukure
the sack.
hadi ali assist by
This
the
guy wanted the
chica.
sack.
Yeah.
That was just something
Loftus
else.
Cheek at right wing back. Mzee, he wanted
That's
the sack.
crazy.
Mudrik umejua hawezi cheza ball. Mudrik hawezi cheza ball.
Alisahau.
Juu alikuwa na one-on-one na anaact ni kaya. Yani difference yake na St. Maximan ni skin color. Like awako, wote wawili
Wait,
awako.
St. Maximin got an assist. You
Yeah,
can't
What do
trash
you
him.
mean?
Yeah, he got an
assist
assist.
versus
Yeah.
you guys. You can't
Hey,
trash
kwa
him.
fluke.
Unajua Mudrik,
Kuzuka roba.
shida Mudrik ni akili yake is still at Arsenal. That's the problem. His heart is still at Arsenal.
Maybe because of
Yeah.
a good relationship, they'll get him on loan.
Maybe he can
Maybe.
come,
You
or
mad?
maybe he can stay.
really.
No, we don't need him,
We
brother.
don't want him.
But
Good
seriously,
relationship.
No, we don't need him. Acha
On
akae huko.
Potter, should he have stayed? Me, I feel like he should have stayed up until Chelsea come to Old Trafford. Then maybe I choose your job.
Nani?
I really wanted Potter to stay. Apewe chance.
But-
because when you deep it, you look at such a situation where if rumors are that Nagelsmann is the favorite.
Yeah.
So if he's to get this job with the 2 months left to the season, what if he also flops? And then in the summer, he'll want his own players as well. Nah, Chelsea already have like 55 players or
Players in
something.
something, yeah.
So I think they should have let Potter, even back to Antonio Conte. Tottenham should never have sacked Conte. Chelsea should never have sacked Potter. Let him ride out the season. Write it off and come back next season.
And for the record, it's 13 managers who've been sacked.
Is it 13 or 12?
This season, yeah.
Yeah, 13.
13 now.
Yeah, and 4 of them have been sacked after
Yeah.
being beaten by Emery.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that brings about De Zerbi being the 11th longest serving manager in the Premier League, and he was appointed in September.
Wow.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, De Zerbi is the 11th longest serving manager in the Premier League right now, and he was appointed in September. I feel like any manager who goes to Chelsea has to weigh the options of, I have this squad, am I going to be okay with it? Or, I don't like these guys, will I get the guys I want come next summer? Considering they already have like 50 players, like he said. Because that's a big conundrum. Because getting them off is a problem. And I don't want Nagelsmann to go there. Nagelsmann is a very good manager. I like him. I mean, but if I was to choose between Chelsea and Spurs,
Chelsea, bro.
I'd rather Chelsea. Nagelsmann is
sasa,
too good.
Is it squeaky bum time? Right now, Chelsea are 11th.
Yeah.
Is it time to call Big Sam, Tony Pulis,
Akuje.
Alan Barry?
But don't forget,
Fundi.
Chelsea are
Fundi
still,
Simu.
they are still in the Champions League. What are the odds of Nagelsmann coming in, then taking the team all the way,
Yeah, because
and
we've seen
maybe
it before.
Yes.
and
Slap
maybe
in Bayern's
meeting
face.
Bayern in the
semis.
final
They can only meet in the semis.
or in the semis?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
meet in the semis and then
Wow.
knock out Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, that would be
That would
crazy.
be a good story.
Yeah.
But, Brayo, I'd love to differ with what you said earlier on regarding sticking with...
Potter.
Yeah. One question I have for you is, do you honestly think Potter with Chelsea angepiga Madrid?
It's not a matter of kupiga Madrid. You
Because-
can lose that one. Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
Chelsea's odds of success this season has to be UCL.
That's true.
And considering their horrendous form,
Yeah.
do you think with that mentality you could have beaten Chelsea, Real Madrid?
I don't even think it's about beating Real Madrid. I think it's about trying to get a Conference League spot. I think Potter would have had enough to get them 7th.
That's over.
Seventh.
That was how much that I read. That was 535 million. No, 550 million spent on players under the new
But that is
regime.
ownership.
When,
Yeah.
when you
Since
put
Which,
in...
which weirdly enough,
Yeah.
is almost the same amount of money they are in debt. Man United.
Oh yeah, because seeing the
But
yeah,
when you
did
when you
already.
deep it, I think when it comes to spending on players, then you also have to blame Todd Bowley. On what happens on the pitch, it's all Potter's fault. But who the hell is putting all these players on Potter's plate?
Yeah,
Bowley.
it's Todd.
Todd Bowley. There was no need to go for Modric at all. No need, absolutely. Why? Why break the bank to go for him and he's doing nothing on the pitch?
Then go for Mudrik and also go for Madueke. As
Yeah.
in, unataka nini?
Okay,
bro?
you know, I get his point because you can have sympathy on Potter because he came to a club where the owner is buying players like somebody who's buying pints at a local pub at night. Ati, nipe hiyo, ingine, you get? So, like, you have so many players and at some point you look in the bench and somebody is just thinking, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like, you can see it from somebody like Mudrik's face. I'm a Mudrik's
I'm at
Body language.
Enzo.
You see, like even Todd amefanya kitu hata Abramovich never did. Having 2 managers in one season.
in one season.
Yeah,
Because
Abramovich never did that.
that's very wrong in the books. Like he spent 20 million to buy Potter out from Brighton. After spending 300 million backing Tuchel. He sold
Then
out
spent
Tuchel.
200 and change
So
on,
let's
on
say
the new signings
in total-
this season.
In total, all this that Bowley has done, 800 million. And you are 11th. Even United can't do
11th
that,
in
man.
the league.
You
You
love to
are
see it.
you are as close to the
Rent-free, bro.
relegation as top 4.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the fixtures, there's Real Madrid, there's City, there's
There's
Brighton,
United somewhere in there.
There's United, there's
There's
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Hawa tutapiga tuwe. Hawa tutapiga kaa vibetu wa
There's that
Nairobi.
now,
Vibetu-
you know.
vibetu wa vibetu.
And one thing I can say about Chelsea that many people don't know is with Chelsea, you know, these players see manager ndo huwaitisha. It's hey, I need players and then Chelsea
Todd
they
Bowley
do their
anatupa
thing. I
pesa.
feel that should change honestly.
Yeah.
Because hata ukiangalia this current team, a good manager, like the best manager who can manage Chelsea right now is Conte, of the available managers
Yeah.
right now. And Conte can do all this, do this, and then maybe semi-final in UCL, maybe, or maybe Conference League position. But next season, Conte will be like, hey, I've assessed
I want
this
my
team.
own players.
I want
yes.
this and this. Get this guy from Spurs.
Perisic as
Yeah,
usual.
yeah.
Loyalty. Yeah.
Walete wazae.
Like
Yeah.
he'll do that, and it doesn't run that well with Chelsea, you know. So
Yeah.
them they can just delete this season if they could.
They should just delete. I don't think Chelsea will get anywhere close to Europe, and I feel terrible for that. I want them to play Conference League. I don't feel like they'll get there. And like we said, any manager who comes at Chelsea has a hard task to do because, well, there's this Todd Bowley who's just bringing in players. Will he do the same with you? There's all these guys who are playing. Maybe you feel they're not good enough. Will you want them out? Will you get replacements? Yeah, you're doomed if you do. You're doomed if you don't.
Hey, but Graham Potter Kofiti, man, 10 million per year and less than 7 months you're
Bana.
out.
Eating
now.
Look, Graham Potter ametoka Chelsea with a load of L's. You know, like a bag of L's because ametukula L. Yeah, amekula L's mingi sana. And a bag of cash also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at his file, pia ilikuwa mbaya. Like when you look at the number of wins compared to the number of losses,
Yeah.
they've only won once during the last 10 games or something like that.
Yeah, terrible.
So it's really bad.
Yeah.
Brio,
Yeah.
what else do you have to talk about, man?
We have to talk about a certain team that is over reliant on Casemiro.
Okay.
Why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing?
No, this is the best part of the show.
Why you
Let's
laughing?
continue.
No, this is the best part of
This guy,
It is
Man
the
United
best.
free in his
just get
mind,
it
bro.
off. I know you have something to say. Just get it
guy.
off. Get
No,
it off.
the last time Man United won a Premier League game
Oh,
Hey,
God.
hey, what's that?
was in February. Right now we are in April.
Was
man.
in February. 2 months ago.
Wait, to go serious.
Yeah, the last time they won and scored a Premier League game
Yeah.
was in February, and right now we are in April. Jesus Christ, man!
Wait, na item yote.
And that's why I told you the other time. The only thing these guys do at
Wait,
Carrington.
you guys are, so umekuwa kupiga kelele the first 4 weeks and you guys haven't been there.
Item yote Rashford amekuwa akicheza.
Hold on.
Bruno amekuwa akicheza.
Hold on.
Vegas.
Vegas.
Hadi na Casemiro pia hajakuwa.
Sabitza yesterday kidogo he felt how tough the Premier League was.
You have to
Where
say-
was Anthony? Anthony nasikia atijui Carabao Cup
Anthony
took.
was so
Ati
frustrated.
took Danban to where?
And you know what? Me I don't want somebody telling me here, Anga, we've won a Carabao Cup. There are only 2 trophies in the world, Premier League and Champions League. Carabao
one of them you don't have?
is Premier League. Carabao is PE. Hii ni PE ya watoto kwenda kucheza
Ni-
huko.
ni Village Cup, ni Village Cup.
Tunapeanga Nketia na kina Nwaneri.
Nwaneri.
Ethan
Vitu ndogo-
Nwaneri,
yeah,
waende
watu-
PE.
yeah.
Wanakuja hapa kutuambia
Hiyo ndio kitu Vegas anaringa
I
nayo.
thought we were talking about Man United. Where's
Anyway.
Nketiah getting in from?
No, it's just comparison. Comparison.
But
carry
anyway,
on, carry on.
when you dip it,
Oh,
the bigger issue is from January.
okay.
A big club like Man United don't get Wood Weghorst. I've always been against it. I will always be against it. You do not get Wood Weghorst. Like, that's a Burnley level player. That's a Besiktas level player.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Hey, bana.
To be
Step
fair-
up, man.
fair-
What
Have
a
you
big man.
reduced
To be
that
fair,
level?
to be fair enough, United
but-
is in that level, man. United is in that level.
Which level?
Besiktas level, man.
You see that? Like, he can't even be objective at
Yeah,
all.
you can't be objective. Any feelings reading me.
Yeah. Another issue is
Oh.
you can tell there's an over-reliance on Casemiro. It's not even Rashford now, like Nyaassh was saying.
Okay.
It's now Casemiro. Because McTominay clearly can't play football. My grandmother can play better football than McTominay.
Hey.
McTominay was linked to a move to Newcastle. He should be there by now.
By now.
I would have drove him to
Angebaki
Newcastle.
huko.
I would have drove him to Newcastle in January, personally. When you dip it, I think Fred should have started yesterday. Ten Hag also make mistakes. You don't take both centre backs out and then put on Lindelof. Sijai kujua nani alipea Lindelof nickname ya Iceman. God, Jesus
He's
Christ.
anything but cold.
Exactly. And then when you dip it, those were defensive substitutions. That was a big mistake on Ten Hag's part. Taking out two centre backs, then putting in Lindelof and Pellistri. And then when you dip it, I know Anthony. Anthony has had a lot of backlash this whole season. And he has that one trick pony. We all know.
Yes.
Ile kukaa left foot.
Yeah.
Funny enough, against Newcastle, he was our best attacker. He at least was progressive. Rashford alisahau kupiga hata touch. Rashford alisahau. Weghorst, I won't say any more about that useless fraud.
Oh, man.
I will not talk more about Weghorst. I'm waiting for the end of the season, then he pisses off.
Are you rumored, linked? Are there any conversations with strikers right now? Because look at a team like Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Watkins is just
He's
there
a solid,
scoring
yeah,
each and
yeah.
every weekend.
Yeah. Brentford.
Look at by then there's somebody who joked at Brentford they were away at Brighton.
Yeah.
And them ndo walianza na kufunga.
Yes.
So ilikuwa funga nifunge.
Yeah.
Funga nifunge.
Could
funga
have won,
nifunge.
by the way, yeah.
And could have won had it been for that handball for So there's somebody who was saying like while Brentford were playing for Premier League, Tony was playing for Bet 365 because that guy he's just been scoring and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can be
But
linked. You can
when
be
you
linked
dip
with
it,
such a striker.
I've always
Yes,
said,
there's a lot of strikers
Yes,
right
there
now.
are. Yes,
More
there
than
are.
plenty.
Yeah.
I've always said for Man United, there are only two strikers that can play for us right now. Considering you have Rashford on one wing and Anthony or Sancho on the other. It's Ken or Tony. It's Ken
Ivan.
or Tony. Yeah, Ivan Tony. It's either Harry Kane or Ivan Tony. Osimhen, Rashford ain't going to play like Kvaratskhelia where he'll pass Osimhen the ball. Vlahovic, ameenda Juve akasahau ball pia yeye hii season. So it is Kane or Ivan Tony. And Ken will cost more. Straight up, we all know it. Ken will cost more.
Yep.
And then
An arm and
Tony
a leg.
is younger, which is better for us. Tony is younger. Yeah. So
And-
me at bank on Ken or Tony for Man United.
And before to Nini,
Top four
back
talk.
to the England team. Do you now see a situation where Ivan Toney will replace Kane successfully?
Eventually.
In terms of scoring goals, yes. But in terms of winning anything, if you have Southgate at the helm, then you ain't gonna win shit.
Southgate
But-
need 2026 too, and then it's 2 more years and then
Yeah,
it's done.
but before we get to the top four talk, whether it's gonna stay as it is or whether Liverpool and Spurs have enough to sip in, I think United really need to buy an extra defender.
Okay.
Like if Varane and Martinez aren't starting, someone else needs to, like a proper starter. You see like how Chelsea have invested in Fofana and Badiashile, youngsters for the future. Probably go get Disasi from Monaco. In midfield, we also need another signing because McTominay clearly
Signings.
Yeah.
McTominay can play cricket better than he can football. I'm
McTominay
sure
plays
of
well
that.
for
I'm
Scotland.
sure of
For
that,
United
yeah.
ndiko he
Exactly.
draws
I
the
heard
line.
he played as a striker.
Bro,
Well,
man
scored.
scored 4 goals in 2 games.
Bana.
Alafu anaenda Tyneside St. James's Park and asau ball.
Yeah.
Being
It's
dominated
lovely
here
stuff.
by-
Lovely stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
But Brian, I have a question for you. Where you are right now and where you were last year or last season at a time like this, do you think you've made any progress?
In terms of the points, mathematically, it doesn't show any progress.
Okay.
But in terms of what Ten Hag has done when
Yeah.
he has his best team on the field, we've made progress.
Yeah,
We've made progress.
Nani, let me even add on to what Brian has said. You look at, United isn't the best team this season, but look at where they are right now. They're in Europa, they're in FA Cup, they already bagged Carabao, and they are clinching on the UCL spot. So to do that with a not so good team, strikerless team, and the quality is just almost their team, it's worth
Commendable,
recognizing.
yeah.
So with next season now, kwanza hii nini this summer transfer window, expect you guys to be as busy as Chelsea was.
Oh yeah.
Manifest Qataris.
They better be busy. I mean, this bid is taking forever for them.
Yes, sir.
Kwani hataki
Aya.
kuwachukua ama what's up?
Nyash, najua wewe sasa ndo uta dive deep into this. Top 4 as of now, it's Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, Man United.
Yeah.
Oh no. Top 4 is crazy, you know. Spurs also played Everton, so you never know.
Yeah.
You never know how it will end up, but are Newcastle and United the favorites to finish in 3rd and 4th?
Look, man, top 4 is looking good. As good.
Newcastle and Man United, because I can see Liverpool could get involved, although I personally don't think they have the consistency to do so.
You have to add Liverpool over there, and you also have to
Hold on,
consider still Spurs.
Exactly. I was going there. Liverpool, I think they are in it, but they will not have the consistency to do it. Spurs as well. Stellini has won all their games as much as he's been coached whenever Conte was sick. And I'd actually put Brighton as third
Absolutely.
favorites.
I was going to say that.
Brighton.
And when you say top 4, I think we just need to say number 3 and 4. Because 1, 2 is
1,
gone.
2 are secured, yeah.
3 and 4, it's definitely between Man United, Newcastle, Spurs, and Brighton. I would not even put Liverpool
are
there.
out.
They're out.
Woo!
Out. So
But I think...
I don't fancy them.
They're 8th, bro.
They're 8th. Brighton have 2 games in hand.
I'm looking at Liverpool's fixtures between now and the end of the season. Of course, they're playing the big 3 teams this week.
Yeah.
So tutoe hiyo kando, tutoate Arsenal kando.
Hiyo ni L already. Yeah.
Tutoe Arsenal
Shaiba,
kando. The only tough fixture they have is at the end of the month where they host Spurs. Otherwise, it's the bottom 10 teams.
Buddha.
This season they have
Liverpool.
not performed against
Those bottom 10 teams
Yeah.
can...
These are the guys who are clubbed by Bournemouth. They lost to Bournemouth. Nottingham. I mean, they lost not to Nottingham.
Yeah,
One
they lost
nil.
Nottingham.
Oh my God. Precisely why I can't put them there.
And Liverpool, they're not in UCL, they're not in any, so it's back to one.
Oh,
Yeah.
1 game per week.
Yeah, so I don't know why you guys
Did
are
you
just...
see
No.
how they played against their arch rivals of this Pep Klopp period? Did you see what the showing that they did in the early kickoff on Saturday?
Yeah, but that's
that
Man
tells
City.
Me, I don't deny that. That tells me that they will not make top 4. The way they turned up for that game,
Was
because
just
any
terrible.
Liverpool side turns up for that game, even if they
Yeah.
lose, it's a 1-0 defeat
Absolutely.
almost.
Absolutely.
You mentioned Brighton.
Yes.
Spurs, Chelsea, United, Arsenal,
You realize
For Brighton, yeah?
and Aston Villa. That's Brighton.
Yeah.
Those are
Realize-
5 tough games for them.
Objectively.
And you still believe.
objectively,
Yeah.
Arsenal is the only toughest fixture for Brighton in
Yeah,
that list.
absolutely.
Objectively, bro. Hata agendas aside.
Hakuna ingine.
Brighton can do a job on those other teams,
Yeah.
including Man United. They can do a job on them.
Exactly.
Spurs, Chelsea, United, you see 9 points for
They
them.
can. I'm not saying they
Spurs,
will,
Chelsea,
but they
United.
can. Yeah.
Spurs,
What about
Chelsea,
Newcastle? I
United.
would love to
can.
see Newcastle.
Okay. So while you guys talk, let me just look at the fixtures.
Yeah, because Newcastle is another team I'm thinking, the way they have Isak now, that he played
Kwanza hapo St.
yesterday.
James's Park.
Alisumbua jana.
You know, I think
I mean, on Sunday, it was a good watch to watch him. I think he's bringing something very different for them.
Newcastle.
Away Aston Villa, immediately Spurs. They have Arsenal, and they're finishing the season away to Chelsea. So those are 4 games.
Oh, they'll beat Chelsea away.
They can beat Chelsea.
So you still think...
Look, for me, this would be perfect if it was Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, and Spurs. I think that would be a good top 4 finish.
Bro, you want your arch rivals in the top 4?
Or Brighton.
No.
I don't care about
United-
Spurs, bro.
United-
Me
yeah.
nishabeba league, they can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't give a
Oh
shit.
my days!
Yeah.
Okay, for me, top 4, Arsenal, City, United. United will be 3rd.
Finally,
Which
he's
United?
being objective.
Which United?
Man United.
No.
Man United, no.
Newcastle United over Manchester.
Manchester United.
Okay.
I've seen in the log, but let's just be honest. I've seen the log. These guys have 2 less games.
Yeah.
And they're at
then
4th.
they have an average goal difference, by the way. That's the reason why Newcastle...
A single
is considered-
digit.
Yeah.
Single digit goal
You guys
difference.
need to score goals.
So yeah.
Bro, tuko na Wegos, tuko juu. But
I don't care
Kuna
if
Rashford.
McTominay scores the remaining goals.
Yeah.
But you guys need to score goals. That's the point. Otherwise...
you guys need to keep clean sheets.
Aol. Okay. So...
FPL, brother.
okay. So, Basi, I'm on 60 points at the moment with the
Yes.
double game week almost ending. I'm just waiting for my Brighton, Brentford. I bought Salah, by the way. Kudos to him. I'm just waiting for those points. I think I might get 100 points for this game week, double game week
Damn.
29.
You think?
Yeah. But for game week 30, I'll start by saying this. FPL managers, please. If you're making any transfers this week, buy players who are having a single game week. Do not flood your team with the players who are just from double game week 29 because they're playing midweek.
They'll be rested as well.
So the likes of Kina City, they are good. Harry Kane makes a good contender
Arsenal
for captain.
is good as well.
Arsenal is good, you know. So look at that.
Except, people like Ivan Toney. Because, he's always going to score.
That's just a goal scoring machine.
He's always going to score.
Yeah.
For me, I would definitely double down on Jesus.
You think it's the right time to get him right now?
Absolutely. Jesus came back just before you crucify him this weekend. God. It's a bit crazy, but, I loved watching him, and I think we should get him.
I think
or Trossard, because
but-
Trossard is either going to score or assist.
Yes.
I think
That's a
in
good
terms of FPL right now, because you've been consistent with Arsenal not keeping a clean sheet, it's best if you get rid of your FPL defenders from Arsenal except Ben White or Zinchenko. But if you really want points from Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus and 2 midfielders from
Odegaard,
Arsenal,
sure bet.
and you're good. Because when you look at FPL forwards right now, they are not the ones who are getting you points, other than Tony, Kane, Watkins, and Haaland, who's out. You've talked about bringing in Gabriel Jesus, but it's away to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll still talk.
Hey, he loves Liverpool, bana.
Those guys are-
Hey, he loves
those
Liverpool.
guys are-
Wacha nikwambie. Listen, and agendas aside again.
Sir.
Bro, if you guys don't beat Liverpool at Anfield, I think it's because out of complacency. Like, Anfield has not been an atmosphere this season. And I think objectively we can agree that 7-0 was a fluke because they should have bounced back against Bournemouth
Yeah, it was a
and
fluke.
played better against City.
Yeah.
So you guys, surely I believe that on Sunday, you will go to Anfield and leave with 3 points.
We should
Yeah.
do that. We should do
If
that.
they play how they played against City,
Yeah.
It'll be worse.
yeah, it will be worse for
We'll
us
clap them.
because
I mean-
we'll beat them.
If they were beaten like that by the second best team in the league, Sembuse, the top team in the league,
Oh my
we'll beat them to pulp, man.
Yeah,
and
so-
also, other players I think should have Brighton. I mean, Mitoma and or McAllister.
Solimatch, McAllister because of penalty
Almost a must
duties. They are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
When it comes to people to get this week, who do you have in mind?
Tried and tested, Ivan Toney. Marcus Rashford could bounce back after a dismal performance against
Well, he better.
Newcastle.
But I was
He better,
banking
he
on
better
him.
bounce back.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going back to my Arsenal assets. Although with Arsenal, I'm spoiled for choice. I don't
Yeah,
know whether
bana.
to put Trossard, Jesus, Saka, Odegaard.
Yeah,
Spoiled for choice, bana. Spoiled
Yeah.
for choice. Yeah.
absolutely.
What about you guys?
Okay, for me, I'll just say with Saka, Odegaard as Arsenal assets, and then I sell Kane. I bring in Jesus. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jesus he'll continue this form, either assist or scoring.
Yeah.
And then the other mid-table guys, Akina Watkins, Akina Solimatch, just bank on them. These other
Yeah.
guys, no.
I think the biggest headache for me is the goalkeeper. How do I make a clean sheet squeezy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. That's the headache.
With goalkeepers, this is what I can tell you. Raya recorded the most saves in a single match
Yeah.
last
I had
weekend.
him as my goalkeeper.
So you can have him because in the event they don't keep a clean sheet, he can give you points from
Saves.
Saves.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And then also Pia, they've been keeping clean sheets sometimes, so you can think about them.
All right.
Mine for me, number one is Watkins. If you don't have him, please get him, captain him. You're selling Kane, that's number 2 on my list. At home versus Brighton. Kane is just the main guy at Spurs. And number 3, who is somebody who not so many people now own him, is KDB. That performance versus United confirmed everything I needed to buy him ahead of Haaland.
Ooh, Haaland.
Yes.
That guy needs to be getting rid of.
Yeah. So is there anything you guys need to talk about before we...
Nah, I don't think so. Anybody who's still in denial of Arsenal winning the league, get used to it. Tunaanza kupanga parade how we shall do it in town once we get the
Yes.
league done.
Permit, yeah.
Zoya mapema if you haven't already. Yeah.
Mamba, any last shade at United?
Any last shade is how United is performing is just how Brian is performing because I'm 200 points ahead of him, man.
What? Damn.
I don't know if he's gonna win the lottery by being ahead of me in fantasy points. I mean, that's not really a flex, you know. But seriously though, Arsenal fans, heartbreak awaits.
For me, shout out to Wenger, Sir Alex, Hall of Fame.
Bana.
That was good.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you. What you guys have done, and actually look forward to those rivalries in future managers. Maybe Arteta versus Pep or something.
Or Ten Hag. Arteta Ten Hag would be
Ten Hag,
fantastic.
that
Would bring
be
back the old
fantastic.
rivalry, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So up until next time, my name is Venant.
I'm Brian.
I'm Black Mamba.
And Nyaassh, adios.